Hi, and welcome to the next round in my Stampin' video tutorials from Meg. And if you're looking for information on any of these supplies, you can find it on my website, www.lovenstamps.com. The project that I'm going to show for you today is the VersaMark Resist on a holiday card. You can use this technique for anything, though it's not limited to just the holidays. The card itself is kind of a unique fold. It opens like this, and I'll just show you the basic fold information. It's really simple. What you're going to do is start with just a half a sheet of cardstock like you're making a regular card. Fold it in half, just like you're making a regular card. There's my bone folder. Oh well. Pretend I'm using my bone folder. So fold it in half. Then what you're going to do is you're going to bring this top half back to the edge and make an extra crease. And this is what's going to give you the mechanism for that unique fold. So I'll show this to you again. The part that I'm going to show you right now is the VersaMark Resist, and this top color is in Pink Pirouette, and then the dove has been resisted, so it's still white, and then I've added the chunky essential stamping glitter. So, okay, I'm starting with a piece of glossy cardstock, glossy white cardstock, and this technique definitely you'll want to be using glossy cardstock for. The stamp set I'm using is called To You and Yours from Stampin' Up, and we're going to use the dove and the little Sending You Holiday Peace image. And I'm stamping in Close to Cocoa. Chocolate chip would also be perfect for this. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp my dove here in the center of my glossy cardstock. Now you want to be a little bit cautious when you're stamping on glossy cardstock. The stamps have just a little bit more tendency to slide. So you just want to be deliberate, straight down and straight up, so that you don't have slithering of your stamps on your cardstock. And with the glossy cardstock, it's glossy on one side, so usually I tell people, no big deal, you made a mistake, just try again on the back. Doesn't work so well on glossy. Okay, we're going to take a zoom in here so that you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to take my VersaMarker now, and I'm going to I'll give this 1 second to dry. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, once you think it's dry, then take the VersaMarker, and this is a clear marker. I'm just going to use it to color in the dove, and I'm going to give it a pretty good amount of ink on there. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brayer, and I'll back up for a second here so that you can see a little bit more. But I'm going to take my brayer with my Pink Pirouette ink pad, and I'm going to ink my brayer pretty much all the way around. So what I'm doing is I'm rolling forward and I'm picking it up and rolling forward. So what I'm doing is I'm getting ink all the way around my brayer. And then I'm going to take this brayer and I'm going to run it all the way back and forth over my cardstock. And I'm going to go ahead and keep applying layers of color until I get it to be exactly the nice dark shade of Pink Pirouette that I want. And there's really not any mistake you can make with brayering. Just keep adding color until you're happy. Okay, then I'm going to take a Kleenex, just regular tissue, and go ahead and wipe off the ink around the dove. And you can see how much the dove pops off. Now, you can also see there's a little bit of a shadow because it's hard to rub exactly on the dove. So I'm just going to go ahead and give my whole card just a real light rub so it evens out the color, but the dove still pops out nicely. So if you wanted to, you could go ahead and leave it exactly like this and mount it on your card and be all set. The Designer Series paper that I'm using is from the Holiday Treasures set, and it's perfect because it has just a little bit of the Pink Pirouette and Riding Hood Red, chocolate chip, and those are the colors that I've used for my cardstock, chocolate chip, Riding Hood Red. Okay, but I have to always add one more thing to my cards. People laugh when they come to my workshops because there's always one more thing with me. Alright, so one more thing this time, we got to zoom out again for even better understanding, is the woohoo chunky glitters. So we're going to use clear for our dove, and this is a little different from the Dazzling Diamonds that we're used to using. It's a lot chunkier, and so I'm going to use a different glue to attach it. I'm going to actually use the Tombow multi-adhesive, which I love for lots of different projects, including attaching chunky glitter. So I'm going to shake it down a little, and I'm going to go ahead and use the top of my Tombow multi-adhesive to just kind of squish around the glue here. So I'm not using a whole lot. I'm just putting a little on and then using the tip to move it around. Any place where you want glitter to go. So I'm kind of sticking to the dove. Okay. Alright, so now that we have our glitter on there, I'm going to take my chunky glitter. Our glue is on there. I'm taking my chunky glitter in my powder pal tray so that it stays at least a little bit under control. And I'm just going to dump it on there. Oh, what the heck, we'll dump the whole thing. Okay, so now there's lots of glitter on there. And I'll go ahead and take this and shake it off. And you can see that there's actually a fair amount of glitter sticking all to the rest of my card. What I'm going to do is turn it over and just flick gently at first. And then a little harder if I need to. But I'm just going to flick and that takes off. There you go, focus. Takes off most of the extra glitter that's around the edges. Okay, so there we have our card. Now never fear, this big pile of chunky glitter goes back into the container, so I'm just going to pull out the stopper here and dump it back in. Okay, I know you are all concerned about that. You didn't want me to waste my chunky glitter. Thank you for your concern, I appreciate it. Alright, anyway, oops, we'll just set that aside so I don't spill it. Then you're just going to take this little piece, layer it on here. When I attached my piece, I went ahead and attached the brads through the cardstock. This little layer here gets a lot of pressure put on it, so you're going to want to make sure that it's really well tied down so that it doesn't come apart as people are opening and closing, and admiring your card. So there is a Stampin' lesson for you in VersaMark Resist and Chunky Glitter. Thanks for watching.